How you doing, film fans? This is David Lucas. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to finally be reviewing Dragon Ball Super Broly. Now, Dragon Ball Broly. This has been a movie that I've not been really waiting for, but I've been curious about it. I love the Dragon Ball series. I'm a big fan of the whole entire Dragon Ball series. Dragon Ball Z. Those are really the only two I like. And at Super, I haven't watched a lot of Super, but I've seen some episodes of it. I watched the whole Goku Black arc, which I completely loved. I love the Goku Black arc. I even have a Goku Black action figure right over there because he's just that awesome. I love that entire character. He's awesome. And that whole entire story. I thought it was a beautiful story. But anyways, we're reviewing Dragon Ball Broly today. Now, my knowledge in the whole Dragon Ball universe isn't really that big. Like, I love watching. I'm more of a casual fan. I've watched all the episodes. I've seen most of the movies. Not all the movies, but I've seen most of them. And I know pretty much the basics of it. I know the basic lore and all that. My one friend, he knows everything about Dragon Ball Z. Everything from the books, from everything. He knows everything about it. Like how I know Star Wars. And I usually go to him for when I have questions about Dragon Ball Z. And now I know for a lot of the big Dragon Ball Z fans, this has been a very big anticipated for them. They've been waiting for this movie. They've been really excited to see Broly back because he's been involved in Dragon Ball Z lore before, but he never was fully canon. He never was a full-on canon character. It was more just in the spin-off movies and movies that weren't really connected to the actual Dragon Ball universe, so Broly wasn't really a full-on character. This time, I actually gotta say, Broly is a full-on character, and this movie did not disappoint at all. I completely love this movie. I've seen about only a few movies this year, and I gotta say, even though that we're only in a month into this year, I gotta say right off the bat, this is the best movie of the year. So far, at least. So far, this has been the best movie of the year. I completely enjoy this movie. I loved it so much. I don't really have anything wrong with this movie at all. Right into the beginning of this movie was just so amazing, I thought. I thought it was done so well. We get character development and characters that we already know. Also, we get even new characters in there, like Goku's mother, Jean. I think that's how you say her name. Jean, I'm not sure. And from what I know, at least, from my knowledge of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, is that this is the first time where you actually get to meet her and actually get to see her in the full-on Dragon Ball Z universe, because we never got to see her before. I think she was mentioned before, but we never got to see her before, and this is the first time we ever get to see her. And also, we get to see Bardock, Goku's father, which I love Bardock. I know he had one movie before. He was in that movie, wasn't canon, but I love that movie. I actually really did enjoy the movie a lot. Not as much as this movie, but I did like seeing Bardock brought back. The whole beginning scene really reminded me of the Man of Steel, the beginning of Man of Steel, kind of. It really did resemble that a lot, and I love that. I thought that was a perfect way to open it. I thought that was a perfect, little origin of Goku, because we do get the little origin of Goku, not spoiling a lot of it. But we get a little see about Goku when he was younger, and we get to see other characters like Raditz and Vegeta when they were younger, and I really liked it. I thought they really fleshed it out pretty good. I think some big hardcore Dragon Ball fans will actually find this a little repetitive and a little bit annoying because they already know the whole history of Bardock and know the whole history of Broly and Vegeta and all of them, but I actually did enjoy it. I thought they actually introduced it in a way that wasn't too repetitive, that wasn't so over your head and didn't take up too much of time. They went kind of quick with it, which I liked. They kind of gave you the beginning story, and then they stopped right there and they went up to present time. And I thought that was done great, because some movies will sometimes hold the old origins for like almost a half an hour of the film or 20 minutes. No, this was a really short, clean-cut origin, and I loved it. The comedy on this film, honestly, was really good. I thought this was perfect Dragon Ball Z comedy. Get sometimes in these Dragon Ball movies that aren't really, the comedy just really isn't there. It doesn't feel like Dragon Ball comedy, but when Goku says something funny in here, when Vegeta and Goku argue in this one, it feels like, yes, these are the characters. These are how they're supposed to act. This feels natural. It feels real. It feels like it's all connected in the same Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z universe. And I really loved that. I thought it done really good because, like I said, a lot of times they don't do the comedy right, and the comedy fails in these. But no, they did it right this time, and I really appreciate that a lot that they did that. And now Broly in this one, he's not just some screaming maniac, lunatic like he always used to be depicted as. In this one, he actually has a motive. His father has a motive. You understand where they're coming from. You actually feel sorry for them, and you almost want to, like, help Broly because you feel really bad for him in this. And you understand why he's acting like this, why he's, you know, almost crazy, basically. And you really feel for him a lot, and I love that they did that, because that hasn't been done before. Broly was only depicted in the past as a screaming lunatic, and that was all we really had of Broly. But no, in this one, we get a fleshed out story of him, a more understanding story of him. We understand where he is, we understand where his father's motives are, and I love that they did that. I thought it worked great. One thing I gotta point out too, the animation on this film is just fantastic. It looks just like the Dragon Ball Super animation, which I love. I thought the animation just looked really just perfectly well done, because you get that a lot in other movies like this. The animation just isn't that good. It just really isn't that good, but this time it's done really good, and it really does match up with the show, and I love that. The ending of this film, I gotta say, is really, really good. I love the ending on this. I thought the ending battle scene was really good. They had a little comedy in between the fight scenes, which I thought was really good. Really Goku-like. I love there's a little surprise character at the end that shows up, which I love. I love that they brought him in now that he's actually officially canon. Not going to spoil who he is, but I love that they brought him in and made him canon finally, because he's one of my all-time favorite Dragon Ball characters. I think a lot of fans are going to be really excited for this. Now, I've seen this movie about 2 times, and after my second time watching this, I gotta say, this is probably my all-time favorite Dragon Ball Z movie. I love this movie. This film basically knocked out all the check marks for me. I was enjoyed by it from start to finish. I really have no complaints at all about this movie. Maybe the only complaints I could find about this movie is that maybe they over-explain some stuff a little too much, but I think that just depends on the viewer. I feel like that just depends on how much you already know about the lore, how much you care about the lore, and I think that's really all it depends on. And personally, me, I actually really enjoyed it. I can understand why some people will be bothered by the over-explanation of some stuff. So my final score of this movie is going to be probably one of my best scores. Hope maybe of the whole year, maybe not. I don't know. We're only in the beginning of the year. But I'm going to have to give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. I just completely love this movie. It was so good from start to finish. I was hooked on it. I even went to see it a second time the next day. I love this movie, and I really think that a lot of Dragon Ball Z fans are going to love it, and I really think a lot of casual fans are going to love this too. That's the other thing I really like about this movie, is that you can tell a lot of casual fans are really going to be into this movie. And I've seen a lot of casual fans actually really get into this that don't know much about Dragon Ball Z and actually really like the lore. And another thing, too, that this movie did, it made me want to go back and rewatch a whole bunch of Dragon Ball Z episodes and other movies, so I just get the lore back and get to understand the stuff even more, because it was really interesting getting to know Goku's father and his mother. I loved all that stuff in the very beginning. The very beginning was probably my favorite part of the whole movie, I gotta say. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys like this. Subscribe if you like it, and check out my other videos if you like this one. See you guys later.